All right. Section 4.6. Section 4.6. Here we go. Congruency of right triangles. We're going to start learning about right triangles now. Come on over here, Damien. Where's your stuff? Oh my gosh. All right. Congruency of right triangles. Two right triangles are congruent if they have congruent hypotenuse, and if one pair of congruent legs. So when we look at a right triangle, like this, the hypotenuse is always this line right here, opposite the 90-degree angle. Now this is important. Casey, put that away. I know. I want you paying attention here. Yeah, I want you to pay attention to what I'm doing here. All right. Here's the 90-degree angle. Guys, pay attention. 90-degree angle. Always opposite that 90-degree angle is your hypotenuse. Always, 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 always. I had problems last year with kids not knowing where the hypotenuse was. On a right triangle, it's a slant. All right. The legs are the other two. These are the legs of a right triangle.
The middle is the toe.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't care. All right. So what does it say? If I have two right triangles, what it says, this theorem says, Megan, is if my hypotenuse are congruent and one of these legs, it's either this one or these, all we need is one, if they are congruent, then the right triangles are congruent. All right, so what do we have to prove when we do this? The hypotenuse is definitely we have to prove are congruent, right? And only one of the legs. Quit talking, put the strings down, and pay attention. Not at all. Okay? All right, let's take a look. If we have a triangle that looks like this here, we know that one of the legs are congruent, right? Because they connect right here. We have to prove then that these hypotenuses are congruent. If we can prove those hypotenuses are congruent, then we know that the triangles are congruent. Well, they look doesn't mean anything, though. You have to be able to prove that it is. So what they're doing here is a proof. I'm not going to go through a proof. I'm not worried about proofs. I want you to understand why these two have to be congruent. We have to prove that this one here is congruent with this one here. Let me show you something here. If we got our right angles, and let's say we know that this side is congruent, right? If we knew that this side was equal to this side, could we prove congruency? Yes. Yes. Because then we know if those sides are equal and they're both right triangles, then these hypotenuse have to be equal as well. Right? Look down on this bottom one. I don't know if you can see it down here. It's the same thing. But now we're looking at it and say they share the hypotenuse. They share the hypotenuse, and it says this leg is equal to this leg. They're both right triangles, so they must be congruent. Hypotenuse, one of the legs, congruency. Just like that, Jack. That had to feel good. Cool. We need to determine whether these are congruent. That is what I'm going to want you guys to work on for the rest of the class. Go into assessment 2. Actually, what I'll do here is I'm going to pull up practice and I'll work on some practice.
Who's working on practice?
I will. Because I can. All. Right, a proof. I don't want to do a proof. No, I don't want to do that either. Did you see that there's a 4-6 quiz? I wonder what's going to happen tomorrow. Look at this here. Hey guys, pay attention. Right here. I have to figure out what X is. What's X going to be? 17. Yeah. I got to figure out what X is here. All right. Look at in here. Look at this one in here. Right here, guys. Hey. I know that they're congruent triangles. What do? We set 2x plus y equal to 8x minus 2y because we know these two sides are equal. We set 13 equal to 4x plus 1. We can figure out what our x and y's are in that case, all right?
So what are we doing?
All of them.
For what?
Yep. This one here, the same thing. All right?
What are you on,
Practice right now. All right? We can set 2x plus 1 equal to x plus 3 and solve for x. Then we can set x plus y equal to 3x minus 3y, and we can put the x that we found here into the x for this one here, and we can solve for y and figure out our y's. It's pretty nutty, yeah. All right.